No, that's it. That's actually a sentence. No need to over explain. No need to soften the blow. No need to twist yourself into some sort of emotional knot so that someone else can feel a little more comfortable with your boundary. No, it's not rude. It's not mean. It's not ungrateful either. It's honest. That's what it is. It's clear and it's enough. And if that makes someone feel uncomfortable, that's their work, not yours. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, my name is Naisha Nicole, and this is a channel of honesty where we talk about growth and we talk about setting boundaries and emotional intelligence. And on this channel, we're honest and we are locked in. So today in episode 22, y'all, we got 22 episodes. Thumbs up to that just alone, 22 episodes. But today I want to talk about our complicated relationship with the word no. You hear it, N-O. So we were taught early on that the word no, yes, N-O, should come with a smile. Like somehow we could say no, but we had to say it the right way. Like we had to say, oh no, not right now. Or it should be like, oh, I'd love to, but I'm too busy right now. So it's like we have subconsciously learned that we need to dress up our boundaries like they needed some sort of disguise or something like that. And especially as women, and especially like in the workplace and in relationships or even like family systems that kind of reward women's compliance and punish our clarity. It's like pain point. Have you ever been hit on? And I know this has happened. That's why I'm asking. Have you ever been hit on by someone and instead of saying, no, you're not interested, you've figured out a way to nicely say no? Or sometimes you don't even say no because you go into survival mode, right? That's a real thing and we need to talk about it. Like sometimes you want to say no. And I can remember a couple years ago when I was hit on in the grocery store, and I literally was like, oh, no, thank you. I'm not interested. And the guy literally kept following me around the store, which was weird to me. And then number two, he kind of almost followed me out to my car, but then he asked me again after I said no. And then he said, oh, well, you must got a man. And I just kind of shrugged off or whatever the case may be. But the thing about it is that we have inherently become excellent at like giving the polite maybe. Or instead of giving like a direct no, we will just kind of like play around the word no, because deep down we were literally conditioned, like we were taught that saying no, it might somehow cost us something. And unfortunately, in this world's climate, sometimes when a woman says no, it has literally cost them their lives. So it's like, why would I go out here saying no? And it's like, again, it can cost approval. Like it can cost us approval in certain circles, right? It can cost us opportunities, maybe. It can cost us peace, or it can even cost us love. And like I said before, more importantly, it can cost us our life. But here's the thing. Every single time that you say yes, what you really mean is no, but it's like you abandon yourself a little bit more. Every single time you do that. And the thing about it is that sometimes we abandon ourselves so much because we don't want to use the word no that we literally almost forget that word even exists. And that's kind of scary, right? So let's switch gears a little bit and let me tell you when this personally hit hard for me. You know, there was a moment, and this was maybe like a few years ago, when actually it probably was about like 5 or so years ago, when someone asked me for something, someone that I truly cared about and I truly loved asked me for something, and I just simply didn't have the capacity for it. I didn't. And the old me probably would have said yes, and I probably would have rearranged a whole bunch of things, tried to pull every ounce of energy, every plug that I had, in order to make sure that they had this thing that they wanted. And all the while I probably would have been resentful, right? But that day I paused. That's what I did. The day I was asked, I paused. I took a deep breath and I said, no, I can't do that. I said it just like that too. I was like, no, I can't do that. And then I just stopped talking. And I kind of let that silence hit between us. And I honestly feel like they were shocked. Maybe a little uncomfortable. Maybe even a little annoyed. But in that moment, it's like I felt free from that person. I did. I felt as free as I've ever felt. And it's because I didn't have to lie, number one. And it's like I didn't have to contort myself. And I didn't have to like backpedal or perform. And it was actually like I was honored for what I had done. It was like the real me when it pertained to this person. And guess what? The world didn't end. Because, like you don't want to disappoint people that you love, people that you either look up to. It's like you don't want to disappoint them. And somehow in our brains, we think that if we tell somebody that we truly care about and we truly love, that no, you don't have the capacity to do that. Like, no, you can't do that. That somehow the world is going to end. But guess what? They got over it. They did. And I learned in the process that I didn't have to shrink or explain myself just to be respected. And that's tough, man. It's really tough. So, here's what happens when you actually start saying no, and you say it with meaning, and you say it with like intention. You start saying no without cushioning it. Like when you can start doing that and not like cushion the blow, it's like you'll say it without guilt. You'll begin to like notice who truly respects you and your boundaries and your humanity. You'll also start to figure out who respected your like usefulness as well. And I know that sounds crazy because it's like no somehow is a filter. And what it does is that one word alone, that is truly a sentence, by the way, that one sentence, it reveals itself. Like, well, not itself, but it reveals. And what it also does is it clears and it protects. That one sentence. No, it does all of those things. And most importantly, it brings you back to yourself. Like, because every single time that you say no to them, you're saying yes to you. You're saying yes to your time, yes to your body, yes to your peace, yes to your healing. And again, I know that this is something that's not going to, change overnight, because no one can just go to sleep and wake up a whole nother person, right? It takes true healing and true like change. It takes time. And don't let anybody else tell you different. Because if someone tells you that they've changed, don't listen to their words. Look at their actions, and that's going to tell you everything you need to know. And don't look at their actions within like the first week or two. Start at week number 3. And then that'll tell you if a person has truly changed who they are and what they're about. Here's what I want you to do, because I'm not going to leave you without giving you any practical advice, because that's what we do on this channel, because we talk honestly and we talk truthfully and we're locked in, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to practice this today. Say no and then leave it there. If Charlie call you down the street and say, hey man, I know it's short notice, but can you help me move some stuff around in my garage tomorrow? I want you to say no. And I don't want you to apologize. I don't want you to dress it up. I don't want you to spiral into like some sort of guilt trip that you do for yourself. I don't want you to do any of those things. I want you to let no be enough, because it is. And it's like your boundaries, it doesn't need permission to exist. And that's what we're doing on this channel. We're setting these boundaries because you can set boundaries without permission. Your peace doesn't require approval from anyone, because your healing, it doesn't come from over explaining your humanity to people who benefit from you not having any, right? You are allowed to take up space. Your voice is allowed to be heard. And no is a powerful way of just doing that. And always remember that it is a complete sentence. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys, because we are on episode 22. I promise episode 23 will be coming up soon. I appreciate you. I thank you so, so much. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. I love you. I thank you, because this is about to storm out here. So I got to get up off of here, right? I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you so, so much from the bottom of my heart. My name is Naisha Nicole. Peace.